good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Horror Syndicate live here tonight. This is our 10th episode, and we got some great stuff to talk to you tonight about. We have another Scream Queen for you tonight that we're very excited to talk about. We have The Razor's Burn, which is the new segment that we are running, brought to you by our president and Führer, Razor. And so we got a couple of stuff tonight. Jared's going to cover his Bloody Streaming Roulette. We're going to talk a little bit about VHS at midnight, and we have plenty of other horror news to discuss with you, because why not? It's Wednesday night. I know it's getting chilly, but we can warm up here with the Horror Syndicate right next to Uncle Rayzilla and Cousin Baron and Cousin Jared and Papa Razor and Cousin Morgan and, of course, your Jewish friend Brian. So let's get into it. I'm very excited to have your Papa Razor, man. Okay, Papa Razor. So, but yeah,
the family you didn't want to have. There you go.
Okay. If you're tuning in tonight, please be aware that we do have a new format going on. We hope you like it. If you do not like it, let us know. Comment. Let us just get it. You like it? Do you guys see that? Is everyone able to see the new format?
I saw it. Works.
Yes, I see it. Yeah, it looks real good.
Awesome. I want to become more appealing to the eyes, because I want people to look at us and be like, wow, that is a really sexy podcast. It no longer looks like a cheap version of someone looking at their computer screen. So, but yeah, I'm very glad to have you guys on with us tonight. This is our 10th episode if you're just tuning in. And right now we're going to cover our week and last week's Bloody Streaming Roulette, brought to you by Jared Letourneau. But before we get into that, you can follow me at Facebook at Brian Enright, or you can follow me at Twitter at The Horror Jew. Up next on our roster, we have Baron Craze. Baron, where can we find you?
Well, greetings, everyone. You can find me on Twitter under Baron_Craze, also on Facebook under Baron Craze. And, of course, there's the Baron's Crypt. And just to wish everybody an early bloody Christmas greeting.
Ho, ho, ho. Absolutely. Early Merry Christmas to you as well, Baron. Up next, we have our man, Jared Letourneau. Jared, good evening.
Good evening, boils and ghouls. Jared here. You can follow me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau, or you can follow me on the Twitterverse at zombie_survivor. Glad to be here, guys.
We're glad to have you here as well, Jared.
Uncle Ray is glad to have you.
Oh my God. Did we lose Morgan? Well, we're going to go right next to Uncle Rayzilla. Hi, Uncle Ray.
Happy horror days.
I like that.
Medicated from my lair somewhere located off exit 18E of the New Jersey Turnpike. If you feel like looking at my stupid Facebook page, please check me out at Ray Canella. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at RayzillaNJ. And thanks again for having me, guys. It's terrific. It's fun to be here.
We're always glad to have you, Uncle Ray. And early Merry Christmas to you as well. And
happy horror days to the tribesmen of the group who has to accept all the goyim going on at the moment.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I am pretty excited because Hanukkah is going to be is the 25th of this month. It's right around Christmas time again. Usually it's a few weeks earlier or whatnot. But thank you, Ray, for mentioning happy holidays. Right now we're
Mazel and Nakik and Spilkus.
Up next we have our cousin Morgan. Morgan, how are we doing tonight?
Great.
Great.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Morgan_Jewel_S.
Awesome. Thank you, Morgan. And last but not least, we have our Papa President Führer Razor. What's up, Ray?
It gets worse every time. I just accepted I just accepted president last week, and it's on my Facebook page. It's official, but none of you can see that because my stuff's private. But you can follow me at Razor_3. Smooth transition, and you can also follow me on my Facebook, Rage of Razor, where I talk about comics and Star Wars, and never get women.
What did you think of the new Star Wars? Did you enjoy Rogue One?
Yes. Okay. I'm a Star Wars baby. It made me cry, so I loved it. Very happy.
I thought it was terrific.
That's good.
I enjoyed it.
I still need to see it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, you need to go see it.
It's pretty good. So since we're a horror show, we will move on, but you got to check out Star Wars Rogue One. No spoilers, especially on a horror show. All right, so I'm glad to have you all guys, all of you join us tonight. We're going to go into our next segment. Jared, Bloody Streaming Roulette. What do we have for last week, and what do we have for this week? And also mention about the Bloody Streaming Roulette and what it is to our new viewers.
Bloody Streaming Roulette, for those who have not figured it out, is a little game I like to play with streaming services, Hulu or Netflix. There's too many movies to watch. You don't know what to watch. So I will make a blind decision and watch that movie for you and determine if it's a fucking winner or a loser.
Well, someone has to do it.
Yeah.
It's a mixed bag so far, too.
Yep. Last week, I watched Evidence from 2013. Starred Rhoda Mitchell and Steven something from True Blood.
Moyer?
Moyer, that's
Steven
it.
something. I've seen Steven something in a few things.
Steven something. He did a good job. He was actually probably the best actor of the film. I was pleasantly surprised by it. It was partially found footage. I'm not very big into found footage films, but the way they moved it around back and forth to regular stock footage to found footage was actually kind of appealing to me. It was a winner. So if you guys are on Netflix, it is on Netflix. You can check it out. Had a really nice twist ending to it. I liked it.
Interesting thing about what he does also, if you read the post, they come out generally on Fridays or Saturdays. But if it's a winner, it won't tell you till the end after you read everything. But we also rate our movies on a 10-point scale. And so even if it's a winner, it still may be like a 6.2. So also look out for that.
Yeah. It's only a winner because I don't like draws. And if it didn't suck too bad, it didn't lose. But as for this next week, I'm taking the week off because it's Christmas time, kids.
Yay.
So I'm going to do a couple of Christmas movie reviews, hopefully before the end of the year. So Bloody Streaming Roulette will pick back up at the new year.
Awesome. Very cool. And we are looking forward to a fresh new 2017 with hopefully less celebrity deaths. This year was rocking with that. But it happens. Shit happens. We're going to go to our next segment. Thank you very much, Jared. We are going to talk about our Horror Hall of Fame winner. That's right. You voted, you chose, and you decided that Hitchcock's Psycho is the ultimate horror movie ever made. Let's get into it. Who wants to? That's Hitchcock's rotting corpse.
Delicious.
So Hitchcock's Psycho. What did you love about it? What did you hate about it? Let's talk about it. Let's be about it. And if you're watching right now and you want to get involved, all you have to do is comment below our Facebook video what you have to say about Hitchcock's Psycho. So let's get into it. Who wants to take over first? Not everyone at once.
Fine, I'll go. Since I'm the one who chose it. So
there you go.
Is the best. It is the movie you can watch constantly, whether you are an actor, a writer, you're a composer, regardless of what you are, what you want to be. This is a film that helps teach all the lessons because Hitchcock didn't use a full staff. He didn't have that. He couldn't because no one would back the film. They didn't want that. They were like, Hitchcock does suspense movies, and all of a sudden he's going to do a slasher type of movie. So they didn't really back him. So he basically put everything he had up, including his house, and used his TV crew from the Hitchcock Presents storylines to make the movie. And it's a phenomenal movie. It's an interesting in the sense that when it first came out, Hitchcock wouldn't let the press see the film early. He basically treated them as little children and wouldn't let anybody see the movie. And if you showed up late, you didn't get in anyway. So the film was very interesting. The press would slam it, but at the same time, they gave it 5 stars out of 5. It was a story where it is taken on its own kind of I don't know, entity, if you would. It's a film that's played constantly. It is played at theater houses. People always get a print of it. They're playing it every time. It is one of those films that, I don't know how many books have been written about it, how many times it's been referenced in a incredible manner by so many filmmakers. So that's why it should be always included into the Hall of Fame.
You know what's funny, Baron, is it also has a remake, which is almost shot for shot. So that should tell you how great of a movie it is. They shouldn't have remade it because they made the same damn movie, right?
Yeah. You shot it shot for shot, but you got a grand total of 0 out of 5 stars for it. You don't play with the master of suspense work. You should have known. You shouldn't have done it. I don't see a lot of that happening again. You know, you just don't do it. I mean, you want to remake a movie, okay? One of Hitchcock's lesser-known films was Rope. That wasn't as good. You could remake that movie, okay? But when you got a film that's got 5 out of 5 stars, you leave the damn thing alone. You just don't touch it. But it's a great movie, like I said, and regardless of whether you're a person in the business or you want to aspire to be in the business, it's the film you watch because you'll learn something every time you watch. I mean, I'll give you the classic moment in the film, and this is, if you haven't seen it, big spoiler alert. Anthony, the woman gets rid of the body, and it's in the car and it's sinking, and then all of a sudden the car stops sinking. You, the audience, want Norman to be innocent. So we all cheer for the car to sink. We all hope and beg for it. And when it does, we're happy because we're figuring Norman has cleaned up a mess of his mother's. Unfortunately, at that moment, we all actually become accessories to murder because we just went, wait a minute. We find out again that we're actually been rooting for the killer the entire time. Some of us are actually very happy to do that and don't have a problem with it. Others of us have a moral conflict, and I don't care about them. So,
I think we've learned that by now.
Right. So I love the film. I'm already working on the article. So somebody mentioned that I should type, or write it to about 30,000 words. If that's what you want, I can probably get that done.
Well, make sure when you're writing at 30,000 words that you're watching Serbian film 30 times. All right.
I've already watched it 7 times. So
you got to watch it 30 more.
Okay, let me just get this out of the way. Walking Dead. There we go.
Oh my god.
Resident Evil. Bam.
Oh my god. Resident Evil.
So again, it's a great movie.
What did I promise you guys last week about Resident Evil? I said something about Resident Evil, right?
You actually agreed. You actually agreed that it is part of the horror genre.
Yeah, I did. And but there was something else. Like I say I was going to play a drinking game, or like I was going to watch all of them on shrooms or something like that.
Something
like that. Sounds like a fun activity for you to do.
I think that I'm gonna do a
live stream that, boy.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to do a live stream of watching all the Resident Evil movies in chronological order. Everyone's welcome to join me with it and watch me as I do a sort of a riff tracks to Resident Evil.
Oh, no, me and you were going to do that. You and
Yeah.
we were going to do that. That's right, on Google. Yeah, okay. Because I said something about doing reviews of all 5 movies because the new movie comes out next year, and I don't mind them as much as you hate them. Yeah, I hope people would tune into that because I think that would be fun.
They're good action flicks.
Yeah, exactly. Good action flicks.
Yeah.
Stab my eyes out with my own like fucking fork. That's what I want to do with Resident Evil. But hey, I'll get drunk and watch them with you. But anyone else have any insights about Hitchcock's Psycho?
So let's do it.
Ooh, Vicodin.
Go ahead, Jared. You do it.
You can finish it up. Okay.
Okay, bro.
Psycho to me is a quintessential horror film.
Agreed.
It's timeless. It still stands the test of time even to this day. It is an amazing film. I know everybody rapes and pillages the remake, but Vince Vaughn, surprisingly, like from the characters he normally plays, did a pretty good job. But
he stepped out of his safety shell that he's in because he kind of plays the same character in every movie, but
he's never known for being a serious character, and
right.
for once he actually did a good job. Like, I commend his performance, even though the movie, like you guys were saying, was pretty much a complete remake, which wasn't necessary at all. That's about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have to be honest. I saw the remake. I was excited about the remake because I loved the original, and when I saw it and it was a shot-for-shot remake, I was pissed off. But I have a copy of it, $5 bin. No, I was gonna say, if you go to thehorrorsyndicate.com, you can find all of our Horror Hall of Fame entries since when did we start? May. So 6 or 7 of them. When we put a movie into the Hall of Fame, that is a quintessential horror film, as Jared was saying. Psycho is. It's one that has to be seen by a horror fan. Morgan, thank you. Okay, Scream's not in there yet, but like movies like The Thing, Halloween, The Exorcist, Dracula from 31, the Universal. Those are all quintessential horror movies, and they're all in our Horror Hall of Fame. I think our first entry, Jared, was Nosferatu. Am I wrong?
Yep, you are not wrong.
There we go. So check it out, Horror Hall of Fame. We'll do another. We'll vote again next month for January 2017. Our first of 2017. So let's move on.
I'm excited, and we need to start the year right. And by doing that, we need to move on to the next segment. We're going to cut Psycho short. Psycho won Horror Hall of Fame. It's here. It's done. Psycho won Horror Hall of Fame.
Baron's review should be up, what, about a week or so, Baron?
Yeah, I don't take off for holiday, so I'll just work on the holiday.
Except for Halloween. Come on, man.
You're a trooper, Baron.
Well, Halloween, I did go to a black mass. I mean,
exactly. But that's not working. That's fun. That's a Friday night.
You know, someone has to gather the lamb's blood. You know.
Yes. Someone has to slit the throat. You know, it's just fun.
It's a public service. I understand, Baron.
Yes. Thank you.
So speaking about lambs getting their throat slit, this week we have a new Scream Queen winner. You chose and you decided. We have the one and only Danielle Harris. Harris, not Danielle.
Horror Syndicate.
So Danielle Harris. Yes. So she got her start with Halloween 4, the Return of Michael Myers, and then Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, and then she did some horror movies. She was in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter is Dead, which is not a horror movie. She was in the Bruce Willis movie, The Last Boy Scout, and then she returned to the horror genre, probably through fandom, wanting to see her in more horror movies since she was the little girl who was related to Mike Myers in the 4th and 5th Halloween movie. But then she comes back in Rob Zombie's Halloween movie Travesties, and then she's in the second one. And spoiler alert, it's awful.
It sounds like the title of the film. It's Halloween: Travesty.
You forgot about Urban Legend and the Hatchet movies, but the one thing, her character in Halloween, she plays Annie, right?
Yeah,
Annie Brackett. they changed Annie dies in the original, and she lives on to the second movie, and that's the travesty, if you ask me. I have nothing against Danielle Harris. I really like her, and
did you see the second?
Yeah, I don't like it. It's awful. But for all you pervs out there, she does go topless in the Halloween remake. So maybe I'm the only perv.
There you go. There you go. Morgan, do you have anything you want to add on to Ray's comment?
Nope.
All right.
I think
she's in Chrome Skull Laid to Rest too. Wow.
Yep, Laid to Rest too. Yep.
It feels like
I think Morgan's froze.
Yeah.
Morgan is froze. She's frozen.
Well, let's keep going.
But yeah, she's in Laid to Rest. That was a good.
I was going to
movie,
say
not the sequel.
Seems like she accepted her role as a scream queen and decided to just go full fledged into horror because she made movies like Stakeland and the Hatchet movies, and some of her earlier movies. It seemed like she was trying to be a serious actress and not dive into horror. But looking at her filmography, she's got a ton of horror movies. She's a for real scream queen.
Yep.
For reals.
For reals.
Oh, Jim Mickle, did he do Stakeland?
I don't know.
Anyone?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm not sure.
it was the same director who made Cold in July. That was a good movie. Yeah. Stakeland was not.
Hey, I like it. It's going to sequel, so it must be good enough.
Yeah. I guess so. It must be a passion. Oh, we officially lost Morgan.
Yep, she froze.
She's having some issues.
No, that's okay.
Let her go. Let her go.
Oh Lord.
So Danielle Harris. Now she's like she's in her late 30s now, right?
I think she's pregnant right now too.
Late 30s and pregnant.
Yeah, she's like 39, I think. Yeah, 39.
I always thought she was younger, man. I thought she was like my age, and then the Halloween 4 came out in like what, 1988?
Yeah, 88. And I thought she was my age as well. I was 8 in 88 whenever it came out. And
she was older than the role she was playing, I think.
Yeah.
She was so short.
Yeah. But she did a great job. I mean, she was very believable, screaming every 5 minutes. But she was she was awesome. I liked her, and not many people agree, is I liked her in the Halloween remake. I thought she did an excellent job.
Yeah.
With the way Halloween was good. I liked the remake. I thought it was interesting. It wasn't terrible like the second one, which was god awful, but it was okay. But Danielle Harris did a great job. Anyone else have anything they want to point out about this week's Scream Queen?
Yeah, I mean, I have been a fan of hers for a long time because of Halloween 4 when I saw her. And hi Morgan.
Welcome back.
Like many Halloween fans, I'm probably not the only one who had a little bit of a crush on her, even at that young age of 8 or 9. And it kind of followed her career in watching movies like Don't Tell Mom the Baby's Such Dead. And then she popped up in Urban Legend for like a really small, bizarre goth chick role who's getting slammed in the ass by some weird-looking dude. Anybody remember that? Urban Legend was you on our ABCs of Horror during Halloween in October. But anyway, I've always liked her. She's not bad. I'm glad that she's embraced being horror scream queen. I mean, her Twitter handle is like Halloween Gal or something like that. Which I just tweeted her. She's probably not gonna watch the show. But I don't know. I like her. I like it when women are.
They call you Fake Papa.
Yeah, I love that too. I don't like when you do it though. But I like when they embrace being in horror films and just take it by the balls and run with it. And she seems to have done that.
That's good though. That's good. That's what you need to do when you're a Scream Queen. You need to take things by the balls and just run with it.
Our other nominees were Linda Blair and Barbara Crampton, who I wanted to make sure I pointed this out. I read something about how she does not want to be known as a Scream Queen, and not because of anything bad about horror. She thinks that she was a badass chick in horror. Which
who's this? Is this Danielle
Barbara
Harris?
Crampton. No, Barbara Crampton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she was in one movie at least, but she was definitely a Scream Queen and Reanimator and a couple of other things. But anyway, Danielle Harris is
Well,
great.
they'll get added to the next round of Scream Queens. I'm sure that we'll have like a bigger poll next time with Scream Queens versus each other. We should start a 2017 battle of the Scream Queens, and then at the end of the year we finally have a winner.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, Danielle Harris. Anyone else got anything before we move on to the next topic?
And
Anybody
my
on-
person.
Sure. You know what? Let's let Morgan go because we
She
don't
may,
know if we're gonna
we may
move
lose
on.
her again.
You could lose her again. So let's let Morgan take it.
Okay, so she was at Texas Frightmare this year, and I met her, and she was really nice. And I was with a 6-year-old at Texas Frightmare, and so whenever we were in line to meet her, she had they have the pictures like that you can get to have them autographed, and she had ones from Halloween. And I was telling the little girl I was with, she was in the Michael Myers movie because she's seen that, and well, she hasn't seen the one she was in, but. Yeah, and I was telling her Michael Myers was her uncle and whatever, and then so when she was asking me, she was like, "Did she kill her parents?" And I was like, I don't remember." So then whenever I went up to her, she asked her, and then, and Danielle was like, "Yeah, in the movie, yeah, but it's not real." And then Lena's like, the little girl's like, "Oh yeah," it was funny.
So she was really nice.
Yeah.
And it was a long line to see her?
It wasn't too bad.
Well, that's good because I know that horror conventions are now bringing back more to the horror celebrities instead of the Walking Dead cats. I think that Walking Dead has like their own like conventions now or something like that, and which kind of like drives away from the rest of the horror celebrities. So now it's like the people are starting to line up for celebrities again. Where I remember like 5 years ago when people lined up for the girl who played Michonne. Meanwhile, in the VIP room at Monster Mania, Peter Mayhew has no one waiting in line to see him.
Wow.
No one.
That's a
Like,
shame.
Yeah. Peter Mayhew and Ric Flair. Can you believe that shit? Like, isn't he like the Jungle Kid or something like that? What's his name? I don't know.
Who, Ric Flair?
Yeah.
I don't watch wrestling.
He's the Nature Boy. Woo!
Did you call him the Jungle Kid?
I call him the Jungle
Close
Kid.
enough. The Jungle Kid. But that's
It was
Mowgli,
one of
right?
those things. It was the Jungle Boy. The Jungle Kid. Who knew?
So Ric Flair's the Jungle Kid, Nature Boy. I'm glad that some of us like watch wrestling.
I
or
watched it in
maybe-
my youth. I don't
wrestling
watch that now.
history.
I did too, a little bit.
Yeah.
If
So,
I could
but,
jump in with a couple of things about Danielle Harris, my
Go ahead.
She's had a very, very, very long career, and
Mhm.
actually, my wife way back in the day, my wife was a soap opera fan,
Okay.
and one of the soaps that she used to like to watch was One Life to Live. She watched All My Children and One Life to Live, and Danielle Harris was actually on One Life to Live. I think she may have been something like 8 or 9 or 10 years old at the time. She played a character, the child of some other character that had passed away or something like that. But if you take a moment to look at her bio, you see, she hit with the 2 Halloween films. Halloween 4 is actually a pretty decent movie, and
Yeah.
Halloween 5 is I think. Well, she's certainly the only bright spot in it.
Donna Pleasance is bright. I love him.
Yeah. And then, my children, my daughters, grew up with the television show The Wild Thornberrys, and she provided the voice for one of the characters on The Wild Thornberrys. So, this is, and then of course she returns to horror with the remakes, with the Halloween 1 and 2 remakes. There is a little movie that no one mentioned. It's called The Black Waters of Echo's Pond. And it's a movie that I happen to be particularly familiar with. I acquired it for Screenbox when I was buying movies for them. And it's an interesting little movie. It's kind of like a Jumanji kind of game movie. A bunch of friends go into a cabin. They spend the weekend in a cabin, and they find a board game. And they play the board game and something terrible happens to each one of them. And it's not a bad little movie. It's fairly recent. I think I want to say maybe 2010, 2009. So if you want to see something a little more recent in the horror genre from Danielle Harris, there's definitely a film to check out.
Yeah, around the same time as Stakeland.
Yeah. I'm not. You know what? I'm not 100% sure that I have the year right. I'm thinking 2010, but I don't have any notes in front of me. But it's a great choice for a scream queen, and an accomplished career, a long accomplished career in a lot of various. I'm sorry.
What was the name of that movie?
The Black Waters of Echoes Pond.
Sean Clark wrote that.
2009.
And
You're
Robert
good.
Patrick is in it as well, and I'm a big, he's also a big genre name, Robert Patrick.
And Horror's Hollow Ground. Sean Patrick wrote that movie, or
Yeah.
Sean Clark. Horror's Hollow Ground.
Love
Yeah,
that
so
dude.
so for my fellow members of the Syndicate and all you boys and girls out there watching and listening, there's one to pick up that maybe you're more familiar with our Scream Queens Halloween work. And Stakeland, here's one that you should all go check out.
There we go. More recommendations from the Horror Syndicate. That's how we do it.
Does anybody else? Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, you can. You can trust us. We know what we're talking about, boys and girls.
Does anybody else have anything else? Baron, we haven't heard from you yet.
No, I mean everybody's pretty much talked about everything else. I'm not as fond of watching her as the thing. I mean, my vote was for Linda Blair. I just I don't know, the films that she's been in many of them really haven't. I don't know. I've watched them, but they just don't reach out and hook me and go, okay, I really want to watch this film again. They're just not there. I mean, the closest one I would have to say that I've liked were the ones in the Hatchet series. But that's
right.
That's more just pure out slasher flick. I did see a film that she was in with Bill Moseley. That was Blood Night. Of course, Bill Moseley was heavily misused in that film, but it's an interesting kind of weird concept for that movie. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I'm waiting to see what she does next. I know that there was a couple films that were in post-production. They're not going to make it for their 2016 release. One was known as Inoperable. So that film I don't think has been released yet. She also was part of an animation film, and I don't know why they keep doing this, but it was known as Night of the Living Dead Darkest Down. Another one on that damn little roller coaster of hell we seem to be going through. I'm a little tired of it. I wish that someone would just finally take the screws out of the roller coaster and let the cars just fly right off, and we can have some version of Final Destination 6, 7, and 8 put all together in one little fell swoop. So you can see my viewpoint of things. She also was in the remake of The Town That Dreaded Sundown, another one that was a little better, but the original's still good. And then she was in a really crappy movie called Ghost of Goodnight Lane. But, there hasn't been that many that, as I call a standout. So
Yeah.
now I'm kind of still waiting on the fence, if you would, whether she'll turn that corner.
And that's okay, too.
Yeah. I was going to say, I thought she was pretty good in Stakeland, the role she played.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just not enough for me to go, okay, yeah, I really like her work. I have to see more of it. I'll be honest. I've watched the films to watch the movies. I didn't watch them to watch her particular role in that movie. So my opinion and assessment is unfair and biased. I have to go back and watch it as her as a screen queen into it.
Yeah, and I voted for Linda Blair too. One because The Exorcist is just out of all the movies that Danielle Harris did, The Exorcist just dominates all of them as just being one movie. It's not her fault, but I agree with you. I never really got into like the movies that she was in. I get it that she's in a lot of horror movies, but I haven't seen the right role for Danielle Harris yet. It seems like every other Scream Queen that we named so far, Jamie Lee Curtis, Linnea Quigley, and it just seems like they all had that role that I could remember them as, and it's such a great role that they played, like Linnea Quigley in Return of the Living Dead, or Jamie Lee Curtis in not only Halloween but Prom Night and Terror Train. Where Danielle Harris, I didn't really care for the Halloween movies. I didn't really care. Like, I watched the Hatchet movies. They were fun, I will admit. But Linda Blair had The Exorcist, and of course she did campy movies like Savage Streets, which is hilarious at its best. I think I'm with you, Baron. I'm waiting to see that movie. That will just represent Danielle Harris and her chops.
Okay, before we go on, I do have a question though. What determines an actress to be a Scream Queen? What is the determining factors?
Good question.
Back when the Scream Queen kind of came up in the 50s, it was a scream. Okay, that's what signified them. Okay, and so forth up. What signifies a Scream Queen today?
I think it's a horror icon. I think it's a female horror icon that's relative to the Scream Queen. I think that Scream Queen is such a cool title. And, I've talked to my friends who are female horror fans, and they prefer Scream Queen representing the leading female in a horror movie. I think that's just that's the ultimate title now.
I think that it's body of work. And as far as taste, whether or not it's a film that someone likes or dislikes is not necessarily an argument that I like to get into, because we all bring something different when we watch any sort of film.
Sure.
We all see it through our own eyes, and taste is one's taste is one's taste. But for me, a Scream Queen is indeed a body of work. If you want to talk about the sheer, screaming part of it, you got to go back to Fay Wray and King Kong, maybe a couple of decades, go forward a decade or two perhaps, and right away I think of Beverly Garland, who was in so many of the wonderful Roger Corman films of the 50s. What constitutes, and an interesting thing has come up in our selection of Scream Queens, is that the definition of a Scream Queen doesn't necessarily mean that she has to be the lead of the film. We could compare Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween, who is obviously the lead in the film, to Linnea Quigley, who is obviously not the lead in Return of the Living Dead. Not the focal point of the film, like Jamie Curtis is. So we've already, through the voting that we've shown that there seems to be no distinction between whether the actress being named Scream Queen or not is the lead or in a supporting role, and I'm fine with that. Again, for me, it's my point of view. It's body of work.
Okay.
I think a good scream is a good prerequisite at the least. But yes, I agree with Rayzilla. Body of work.
Yeah, I do too, and that's one of the things when I working at Nightfall Unlimited, we did 10 Scream Queens for October one year, and kind of just trolling around on the internet looking up Scream Queens or top Scream Queens or whatever, and I don't think anyone has answered that question. What makes a Scream Queen a Scream Queen? And maybe that's something we should tackle. Maybe come up with prerequisites for what makes a Scream Queen.
Yeah.
A criteria.
The criteria, exactly. I think that's something that maybe here on the Horror Syndicate Live we can talk about. Like even anybody watching on YouTube or following us on the Twitter or on Facebook, chime in. What you think makes a Scream Queen? I think Baron, I think Ray, you guys hit two good points, and I mean, maybe we should make a list. I love lists. Let's do it.
Says the list man.
So, but yeah. So if you have any, if out there, if you're watching, if you have any input about what a Scream Queen is, going on to Baron's great question, what makes a Scream Queen, why is Scream Queen a title, and what does that title mean? But comment below on Facebook, on the Twitter, and we will get back to your answers right away. But in the meantime, we're going to move on to our next segment, and our next segment is very new. It's called the Razor Burn, or as I like to call it, Razors Burn, where our president and Fuhrer, Papa Razor,
That's me. That's me.
He has some little questions he likes to throw at us, and all around give an answer here at the Horror Syndicate. But you can also give your answers too, and we can discuss the answers that you post, because we are a community for the fans by the fans, and we want to hear what everyone has to say, not just what us losers have to say every week, listening to each other babble. But we would like to hear from someone else.
Yeah, and Morgan's going to go ahead. Yeah, we're all losers. But Morgan's going to go ahead and tweet these questions out. So anybody who has questions or thinks somebody they know would like a question, tweet, retweet, and answer all the questions, because we're going to get into it.
Tweet that shit.
Tweet that shit. All right, you guys ready for this? I got to turn my trusty camera phone.
Tonight's Razor Burn is brought to you by the letters F and U. And
Exactly
the number
what I was thinking.
69.
Oh, the number 69.
Followed by a Serbian film. So, okay.
Great family movie.
Going to be kind of tough. Yeah, Baron's seen it 1,000 times. Some of these might be a little tough and a little bit thinkers, so whoever I start with, I'm sorry, because everybody else will get time to think.
That's all right.
Crap. Crap.
That's all right. Guys, it's really easy once you get used to it. Just starting off a question and not having a lot of time to think. It gets easier the more it happens to you.
Okay, so here's the first question. And we're going to start with Brian.
God damn it.
Think about it for a minute, but what, just off the top of your head, maybe even, what is your favorite on-screen kill in a horror movie? Favorite on-screen kill.
My favorite on-screen kill. Holy shit, man! That is like, what's your favorite? What's your favorite pizza? Like, I don't know. Fuck. They're all good except the ones that come frozen. They have to heat up. Like, I don't know. I think like one of my favorite kills of all time has to come from the movie Pieces, where the beginning of the movie, the kid, not this part, after the kid murders his mother and then years go by, but it has nothing to do with the movie. It's the part where where this girl, we don't even know if she's in college or not, but she's riding a skateboard and she's riding it down the street. And then there's these two construction movers, and they're holding a giant pane of glass, or like a mirror or something. And she's on a skateboard, and she doesn't see it right away, and she starts to slow down. She's like wobbling and like and it lasts for like 10 seconds before she actually hits the. She could have jumped off any time, but she decides to go through, and then she breaks the mirror and dies. Has nothing to do with the movie. You saw the movie, right, Jared?
Oh yeah. She's gonna run it through.
like she had all this time to stop, but she didn't. She didn't want to, and she just kept doing it. It was the director's choice. I get it. It's still, it's funny because like the English version was dubbed, but then you watch the Spanish version, and it's still crazy and comical like the English version. Like nothing's changed, like nothing at all about it, and she's just dead. And has nothing to do with the movie. And that is like one of my favorite death scenes of all time, because it has nothing to do with the movie, and it's so impractical that I don't know why it happens, but it happens, and it was there for us.
Almost a precursor to the Final Destination kills.
Yeah, like when did Pieces become Final Destination? Well, only for a little bit in the beginning, but the rest of the movie is just like a hack and slash. But yeah, that's how you answer when you get the first question, guys. You just get on it and you just answer whatever comes to the top of your head. I could have had a better one, but that's the one that I thought of for a little bit, and it lingered like a fart.
Did everybody get a chance to think about it?
Oh yeah.
I got to run downstairs and get some popcorn for a second. So
That's good.
yeah, it is good.
It must have been one of those slow burning popcorns.
Who's next?
I think Morgan's next. Is she still there or is she frozen?
No,
What? Hello?
I see her eyes moving.
Morgan, what's your favorite on-screen kill? Yeah, can you hear it? Oh, you're killing me, kid.
Okay. Gonna say three different ones. I can't pick. They're all from Nightmare on Elm Street. Well,
Yeah.
the very first one, the very first kill in the very first Nightmare on Elm Street is he's dragging her all around the room in her sleep.
Yes.
Tina.
And then
Amanda Wyss.
Yep.
in Dream Warriors when using the guy as a puppet. And then also the one in Dream Warriors with the TV, where he
Welcome to
puts
prime
it
time,
on.
bitch.
Yeah.
Those are great picks, actually.
Yeah,
Good job, Morgan.
for sure.
That's part 5. Baron, what about you, buddy? What's your favorite? I know you got something bizarre.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you start thinking about it, you do a little run down your head, you got like, Hellraiser, Alien. I mean, you could go for
You're just trying to make me happy.
Chase and X, you think about a certain scene. You even got Henry, you start thinking about these different things, it's just to gross out what I can possibly come up with. But I'm going to go with The Omen.
Oh.
Yes, you know what scene I'm talking about.
I hope so.
Yes. We have a plate of glass, and we're going to
yes.
take someone's head off.
Oh.
Slow
Good one.
rotation of that head in the air so that you think you've looked away long enough, and when you return to the screen, it's still there waiting for you.
Yes, David Warner's face is still spinning towards the camera.
Yes. I
Is that his
find
name?
that to be a very, very wholesome type of shot. I enjoy it immensely. It's one of those that you can watch. It's actually fun to back up the DVD and watch it in reverse. It's just one of those weird things in life. But yeah.
Or if you're Baron Craze, perfectly normal.
Yes, just something I would do, right? Yes, it's something where you grab somebody, hey, look at this, and you just make them watch. So I find it to be one of those really good scenes.
That's a good one.
So it's not Eric Idle who dies in that scene. That's
No, that's David Warner.
Wow.
okay. I just always thought it was Eric. They kind of look alike.
He did the voice of Ra's al Ghul in Batman the Animated Series. Come on.
I'm just
Eric
saying.
Idle's Monty Python.
Well, those
He's
white
in Waxwork too, right?
white people all look alike. It's not
stop.
my fault.
English white people.
Wink, say no more.
All right, I need to move on, Brian. Okay.
Here, guys. So you all have films to choose from now, so I helped out.
All right. What about Ray Zilla over here? What do you got?
Well, the moment that you asked, the very first thing that came to mind for me is a scene that I find still to this day bothers me a great deal. It's the room of razor wire in Dario Argento's Suspiria.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's almost nightmarish. It's surreal. It is dreamlike, and the length of the sequence. Argento is one of those horror film directors that really, rubs your face in horror. And the Sound Goblin's soundtrack is beating away while you're listening to this woman shriek as she's being cut repeatedly by the razor wire. So for me, and I have a thing, for witches, and I have a thing about metal. I don't like needles. I don't like injections.
Right there with you, buddy.
So for me personally, that's a very agonizing scene. And so that's certainly when the moment you asked the question, that was the first thing that came into my mind. But there's another one. There's a kill scene in a movie that I wasn't a big fan of. The movie was 30 Days of Night. And ultimately, I felt that the film didn't live up to the concept. It was a fascinating concept, but somehow the movie lost its way. But regardless of what I thought of the movie, there's a kill sequence in the movie. There's a beheading with an axe.
Oh,
One of the vampires is beheaded late in the film, and it is an amazing kill scene in that it is all in front of the camera and it's quite realistic. And I that kill scene stands out to me as being a fairly decent achievement in visual effects, because I think it's all done in one shot and one take. It's quite realistic.
Mhm.
And it's very late in the movie. Forgive me for not remembering the characters' names, because I didn't think the film was that great. It was good. I give them kudos. I think it was based on a comic. It was based on a graphic novel.
yeah, it was.
And so, you know, the concept is brilliant. I felt that the film just didn't live up to the concept.
No, it didn't.
But yeah, that to answer your question, yes, Suspiria. And kids at home, you should be writing this shit down. Write
Yes.
this shit down.
Write it
Yes.
down. Before we get to Jared, I want to one of our people up on Twitter, Crystal Indigo at Yeager Crystal on Twitter, says Piano Wire and Audition.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Ticket.
very good.
That's
Okay.
a painful scene. We also got one from Facebook.
Uh-oh.
We have the metal mask trap in Saw.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't
The
know.
one that
I don't remember
splits
which-
open?
I think so. I'm not sure.
With
I-
Shawnee Smith,
I guess
the
so.
original one.
Yeah, it has to be that one. That's a horrifying scene. I think
Oh,
she
yeah.
gets out of that, right?
Yeah.
She does.
Yeah, because she's in the other movies.
Yeah. But still, that's that to think about. And most of those traps in those movies, that's one of the things I liked about watching those movies was to see what other kind of weird traps they have. Or what kind of, that's the only thing worth watching in those movies. The story's okay, I guess. But anyway,
There
Jared.
was a story. There was a story?
The original Saw was the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So,
My best kill comes from a movie Baron alluded to, and I'm
Jason
thinking
X.
he was on the same line as me, Jason X. Yes.
I knew you were going to say that.
Ha!
I knew it.
Is that the sleeping
On
bag?
with
Is that the sleeping bag kill?
That's where Kane Hodder slams a girl's face into liquid nitrogen, freezing her face,
Right.
and slams it onto a table, crashing it into like 1,000 pieces. It was
Mhm.
phenomenal. It was.
That's the one that takes place in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
It's a very forgettable film. Other than that, but I mean that kill alone, wow, like it was very creative, and I'd like to think Kane Hodder had a nice hand in that because
Oh,
he
yeah.
was always thinking about really cool kills.
You know he had to. That dude, he likes to grab people by the throat at conventions.
Yeah,
Yeah. I got
Was
a
that-
picture or two like that.
was that the kill you were thinking about, Baron?
Yes. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a sleeping bag kill in Jason X also, but they were
You
virtual
were
reality
reenacting the
tapes
kill from a previous movie.
Yeah.
from Part 7. Yeah.
Part 7.
Now
So-
that's my favorite Friday the 13th kill, the sleeping bag kill. You know,
When-
I was in the theater for that one.
When we
And-
started, I was going to say when we started the horror movie massacre, we did the best Jason kills, and it came down to that, the sleeping bag kill and the liquid nitrogen kill. Don't remember which one won though.
Yeah.
Probably
I was
sleeping
in the
bag.
theater for that one, and boy, that sleeping bag, the audience reaction to the sleeping bag kill was just, you know, people just yelled and cheered. They loved it. They absolutely loved it, and it's one of the best kills.
Well, they cut it down because he was continuously slamming the chick into the tree, but they cut it down
Like
to
8
one.
times.
Yeah, but I think it's better at just one hit and she's done. You know,
Oh,
That's
man.
quite violent. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that. I think that sticking with just the one shot is probably the best. It's certainly it feels the most violent.
No, fuck that. That movie sucked. It would have been better to see that person.
Okay, Brian, I need to move
like
on.
8 times.
No, I'm going to go ahead and mention two things for myself, if I could. in Friday the 13th 6, Jason Lives, Sheriff Garris, Jason bends him backwards.
Oh yeah.
That's one of my favorites of all. I don't know why. It's the sounds he makes and then the sound of his back cracking. And from Lucio Fulci Zombie, when the zombie breaks through the door and slowly pulls the chick in her eyeball, you know, the splinter goes right into the eyeball.
Oh yeah.
Bravo.
One more. City of the Living Dead. When I think there's a head getting squished and the brains kind of pop out the back. Love it. I like gore. Sheriff Garris is not so much on the gore, but Lucio Fulci kills it. Get it?
It's the pace. It's the pace of it, isn't it? That just kind of just crawls under your skin.
Oh yeah.
Great.
So
stuff.
I got next question. You guys ready for this? We're gonna start with Rayzilla.
Oh boy.
Okay. This is a weird one. But name a horror movie that best describes you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That best describes me? Oy vey. Well, you know, Pumpkinhead comes to mind right away.
Best answer ever. That is the best answer ever.
You know, I was dropped a few times as a child. So we dropped the baby, Mrs. Canella. We don't know. We're sorry.
He was slippery when he came out. There's tentacles everywhere. That's a great answer, man.
You know, it's I'm going to stick with Pumpkinhead because Pumpkinhead features one of my favorite witches.
Oh
And
yeah.
movies bother me. You know, I enjoy witch movies, and if anything,
Except for they're watching.
Oh yeah, that one. Unfortunately, the last 15 minutes it turned into the movie I wanted to see, but otherwise it took too long to get there. But I'm going to stick with Pumpkinhead because of the fact that, you know, we all bring different things when we watch a movie. We all bring our own personal baggage when we watch any sort of movie. And so for me, even as a little kid, the image of witches, maybe it was from The Wizard of Oz, being a little boy, and I saw The Wizard of Oz and it freaked me out. Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty when I was a little kid. She kind of flipped me out. The witch from Snow White, you know, bothered me as a little kid growing up. So if it best describes what I react to in films, I would say, yeah, Pumpkinhead. Haggis is fantastic character in the film. And one of the better screen witches that have been out there. So yeah, I'm going to say Pumpkinhead.
Just so everybody knows, when I ask these questions, when I write these questions down and come up with them, I don't think about my answer until I'm on the spot too. So I'm looking at if you see me looking behind me, I'm looking at horror movies behind me, trying to figure out what best describes me. So I'm just just as screwed as you guys. So Morgan, since you're doing it, let's hear what you are.
Yeah.
We got Rayzilla as Pumpkinhead. I'm gonna go ahead and tweet that out.
God.
Morgan, if we have to come back to you, just let us know. I know it is kind of a tough question. Is anybody ready?
Come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baron says he's ready.
Baron? Uh-oh. Is it just Psycho?
No, not Psycho. No. And for those who would think it would be something of a vampire, you're wrong again. Or a Dr. Frankenstein, you're still wrong. Probably be somewhere down around Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason.
Jason Lives.
Jason
Nice.
Lives.
Yeah.
Sort of this supernatural, unstoppable force. I understand you completely.
Baron Lives. That's the next show.
Baron. Yeah. Yes. Hashtag that shit.
Well, no, people who know me would go, yes, you can see this. The guy has people who know me who come to this house and somehow get to leave alive have known going, there's a lot of blunt object weapons around the house. I have axes, spikes,
We can hear the screaming.
Yes. But yeah, I think that describes me perfectly. The guy who just roams the woods, you know, with the mask on, and you hear the one girl said, "I've seen enough horror movies to know any guy wearing a mask in the woods is never friendly," and that's usually describing me. So there you go.
Okay, Morgan, what about you? You got it yet? No, she's taking notes.
No.
Okay, let's move on to Brian.
What movie would describe me? Probably Critters 3 because it was random, like my birth.
Perfect.
And it's also in space, like, you know, this guy. So
Nice.
definitely very related to Critters 3 and in space. Or it was Critters 3, right? They went to space, or was it Critters?
No, I think it was the fourth
I
one.
don't.
Well,
What was the third movie?
Aren't they from space? Isn't the whole
Yeah.
thing from space?
Kill crime.
But this is all in space, though. Like, they go to space and they're just like wreaking havoc. It's wonderful. But I think the movie is so OCD like me. So I think that will always go hand in hand with Critters 3.
Nice.
Thank you, you little bastards. You're so, I will never forget you.
That's Leonardo DiCaprio's first movie too.
Yeah, I think it was.
That's right.
Oh, wait, that's Critters. Oh, Critters in Space. That's Critters 4.
Yeah.
Critters 3 was that movie sucked. That was Leonardo DiCaprio. So bad. I hate that movie. Fuck that movie. No, Critters 4 in space. I forgot about 3. Like, why did they make it? Critters 4. Yeah.
Well, they
That's
made
me.
it so that you can have Critters 4, Brian.
There you go. And they were filmed back to back too, I think, weren't they?
Huh?
Did he roll in it this time?
Uh-oh.
I think so too. Jared's in trouble.
He rolled in it this time.
If you're tuning in right now, Jared's getting.
That was a pre.
No,
That
Jared
was a
rolled in it this time.
pre-episode. That was a pre-episode conversation.
All right. Well,
Did we roll in it this time?
is that the name of your horror movie? Did he roll in it this time?
No. I have a puppy, and he shat in his kennel right after I got off work. And
Sounds like a new Adele song.
Yep.
Shit, I was kidding.
Isn't that a country western song? Doesn't Garth Brooks sing that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It sings a fapping.
Jared, you're up. Let's hear it.
Good job, Brian. Stay off the pipe.
Uh-oh, Brian.
I'm going to take a drink on that laughter. I've
We
mentioned,
gotta crack.
I've
we
mentioned
gotta
this
crack each
movie
other up.
before on the podcast, Dead Alive.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I am not the mommy loving type, but his character I really identify with because he was always trying to please somebody
Oh, yeah.
and kicks ass at the end. So I identify with him very much.
He has a very big story arc in the film who his character is at the beginning and where he eventually ends up.
Oh yeah,
There's
totally.
a lot of growth.
Yeah. I'd like to think I'm the underdog that kicks ass at the end.
The zombie survivor who will save us all.
Yeah, there you go. Zombie Survivor.
There you go.
Morgan, I'm going to one last time. Then I'm going to go. Got something? Scream. No? I know you did last summer.
Morgan. No, I haven't seen that movie yet, but
Oh, my God.
I don't know. I guess Scream could work because,
Okay.
I identify with a lot of the characters, I guess. I don't know.
Plus, they're all in high school and you're
So
fresh
it's like the
out.
hardest question. I don't think I would be able to come up with an answer even if I thought about it for like a week.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and say Hellraiser. For me. I'm going to leave it at that.
Literally Or
No. Just in title
figuratively?
alone. I'm a shit disturber. I always have been, and my mom even called me a Hellraiser at one time, having no idea that the movie existed. So I just kind of look over my shoulder to look at the movies, and that's the first thing that draws my eyes is Hellraiser. I'm like, oh, my mom called me that once. So she's like, "You're a shit disturber. You're a fucking Hellraiser." Yes. So I'll go with that. And then we'll go ahead and move on to the next question. Okay, this is interesting too. If you could be stuck in one horror movie, what would it be?
Oh, wow.
Oh God.
Jared, you go first.
This is off the top of my head, but I could be stuck in the Final Girls because they're stuck
That's
in
what
the
I was
movie
gonna
too.
say. That's what I was thinking too.
That's good.
They're stuck in there also. I could be stuck
Morgan,
in
that could
there.
have been your movie.
See,
Sorry,
I was
Karen.
thinking about that too, but
That was completely
I
off the
did
top
think
of my
about it.
head.
That's perfect. Oh, that's a good movie. Who wants to go next? Aaron?
All right, a movie to be stuck in. I don't know. Actually, a little bit difficult. So many to choose from. How about Dawn of the Dead? Just to be stuck there, nice apocalypse where murders turn legal and you basically can kill anybody you want at that point.
The original, I'm guessing?
Yes,
Okay.
of course. Great music back then. So why not just have that? Besides, those zombies didn't run. They staggered a lot. So yeah, I would say that film is a film that I enjoy a lot, and I wouldn't mind just hanging out, killing all the time. It'd be fun, killing zombies and maybe killing some people you just don't like that. Hey, you want to just get rid of easily because there won't be any police around, so you can really just whack anybody you want.
There won't be much of anybody around, really.
I know, and look, and eventually I would die and be a zombie, and hey, then I just still get to kill all I want. So
You could be the survivor, though, if you're smart about it.
yes, I know, but still, it would be fun.
Yeah. Who wants to go? Rayzilla, you got one?
Boy, that's a really, really interesting question. If there was a movie that, well, it depends, I guess, on, where I am. Am I the antagonist? Am I a victim? Am I a bystander?
And that's kind of how I was thinking about it, too. What role do I play if I'm in this movie, in this universe?
Right. If I'm the antagonist, I'm thinking that I would love to be in Frankenstein, to build a body and resurrect it. Sounds like a whole lot of fun. Could certainly sink my teeth into an endeavor like that. So if I was a bystander, I don't know. Like maybe a movie like Amityville Horror.
Ooh.
Because the movie would be very short. The moment I heard a voice, I'd just get the fuck out the house.
Get out.
And that's that. It would be incredibly short. So I would guarantee survival. Basically, if I was stuck in Amityville Horror, I simply wouldn't, stick around to watch the events unfold. I would be out, in my car through the drive-thru, grabbing some White Castle. So I would say, but if I had to be the antagonist, Frankenstein, I would just the mechanics of it sounds like a whole lot of fun.
I was really hoping you were going to say
I get a really
Pumpkinhead.
cool assistant named Fred. So
I was really just hoping you were going to say Pumpkinhead, just to keep the ball rolling on that.
just to be consistent. No, you see, I wouldn't. But you see, I wouldn't choose a film that genuinely frightens me. I don't want to be stuck in a movie that genuinely frightens me. I want to be stuck in a movie where I have an advantage. And so something like Amityville Horror, the moment the flies show up or, I hear a fucking voice, bam, I'm done. I'm at White Castle.
I'm at White Castle. I'm with you.
I'm at White Castle. I'm ordering the #1 with cheese, and I'm done.
Give me some double cheeseburgers while you're there, all right? My favorite.
So, and just pray that I can keep it all down, by bedtime.
I think I'm going to reverse this question when we're done with this. I do have one more, but I want to reverse this question. In which horror movie would you not want to be in? But let me go to Brian. And Morgan, are you going to be on Final Girls, or you want to do another one?
Well, also final girl because, you
Yeah.
know, in that movie, I don't know if any of y'all have seen that, but like Abigail Breslin just like
Abigail.
kicks all the time. So, you know,
There you go.
I
That
feel
that
like
works.
that'd be a pretty safe bet to be in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, have you thought of something?
Yeah, I think it's the narcissist in me. But if there was a horror movie that I would want to live in, it would definitely be Hellraiser because I know a lot of assholes, and I know a lot of assholes' Christmases I could ruin if I sent them the puzzle box for Christmas. Yeah, you want to fuck me over? Well, here's a puzzle box for you. Enjoy getting sodomized by 12 different Cenobites in hell.
It's yours. It always has been.
What's your pleasure, sir?
And then I just get the box back and then just hand it to the next person that you know tries to front on my game, son.
Oh God.
No tears,
For real.
please. Just
For
a waste
reals.
of good suffering.
Jesus wept.
That's some good
My
shit.
favorite-
That's
my
damn
favorite-
good movie.
That's my favorite line in any movie is Jesus wept, and just like, and then he just like fucking stretches apart. You know, that's great. But Ray, I'm done answering your question. If you want to move on to the next one.
Has Baron answered yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my daughter's screaming, so I gotta go mute for a minute.
Oh,
Has
okay,
Ben-
okay.
Has Baron
All right.
answered yet?
Yes, I did.
Okay, sorry.
That's
So I got a question for everybody. This is a question we'll get to Ray last. I know this is a razor's burn, but I got a question for everybody. If you could choose anyone from a horror movie to battle Krampus, who would you choose? Let's start with Morgan.
I haven't seen Krampus, so.
But
I
who would you
don't.
want to fight Krampus? Anyone, any person, any horror movie. It can be Neve Campbell from Scream or her character Cindy. It could be Abigail Breslin from Final Girl. It could be King Kong from King Kong versus Godzilla. I don't know because there's so many fucking King Kong movies.
my head. That's fun.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But go ahead. Who would you choose to fight Krampus? 'Tis the season.
Oh, come on. I can't wait.
You got this. Anyone that you think has a chance against Krampus.
Yep.
It'd be like Freddy versus Jason, but Morgan's choice versus Krampus, or Sophie's choice versus Krampus, or Meryl Streep versus Krampus from Sophie's Choice. I don't fucking know.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Morgan. That's okay,
Oh,
Morgan.
no,
We'll
I
go
can't
back to you,
think of
Baron.
anybody.
Baron,
Okay,
who would you
so-
choose to fight Krampus?
All right. First of all, you know when Krampus shows up, he brings all the winter storm and everything. So there's only one. Jack Frost, the killer snowman.
Oh,
Nice.
ho, ho, ho.
Oh
I think-
man, that's a great. I see a cinematic universe there. That's a great idea.
I totally see it too. Jack Frost versus Krampus. That's a good answer.
Sounds
All
like
right,
sci-fi gold.
Yes.
So who's next? Who wants to give a name out to fight Krampus in the next horror movie? Who's next? Any volunteers?
I'll
Well,
go
I
next.
actually
Go
went
away.
with the cold theme. I thought the creature from The Thing against Krampus.
Creature from
I
the Thing
literally
against
just
Krampus?
got that.
Oh man, now you got to think again, son.
Oh, did I pee on your parade, Morgan? I'm sorry. But really, I
peed
just
on
really-
Christmas.
I think, I've urinated all over Christmas, haven't I?
You
What did I just
Christmas.
walk in on?
That's
What did I
okay.
just walk in on?
Jack Frost has got a carriage. You.
When I thought about Krampus, I thought about cold weather, and I thought about cold weather, and it made me think of The Thing. So my choice would have been
That's
The Thing.
That's what I did, Rizzo. I thought, okay, what could go? Oh, yes, Jack Frost. Killer snowman.
Well, at least with the Thing, if the Thing wins, he will just take the form of Krampus, and Krampus will then wreak havoc, but in a more apocalyptic way, killing everyone probably faster. I don't know. It's
Yes,
just. But that's
By
a
the
good
looks of the
choice.
poster,
That's a good
by
answer.
the looks of the poster, I would say Krampus would be fucked. So it's
That's a good choice, man. I would love for the Thing to verse Krampus, or Jack Frost from the movie Jack Frost, not the one with Michael Keaton, I assume.
No,
But,
yours.
no,
That's face.
immediately.
no.
So who's next? Who wants to? Oh, you got one, Morgan. Who do you want to fight Krampus?
Creeper, whatever from Jeepers Creepers.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh, you see, when under pressure, you come up with gems. You come up with pearls.
That's a good one too. I can see that. I can see the winged creeper flying around fighting Krampus in the air, because I know Krampus can kind of fly with his his fucked up demonic sleigh from hell. But that'd be a pretty cool fight scene. The creeper, and if the creeper's just flying like spinning Justin Long's face, that would be impressive too. like here's Justin Long's face. Fuck you, Krampus. And Krampus starts humping it. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. Jared, who do you choose?
I would go with the old German Sinterklaas. He is an evil Saint Nicholas, and I think that Saint Nicholas would have a better battle than the Saint Nicholas gave us in A Christmas Horror Story.
Oh,
Yes.
fucking A. Movie had so much potential. You're right, Jared. That fucking ending was just yeah. The rest of the movie is supernatural. Here's an ending that's not. I get it. But yeah, that'd be a pretty cool fight scene, like a legitimate Santa versus Krampus. That would be awesome. I think that they should make a sequel to Santa Sleigh 2, where he fights Krampus. Bill Goldberg, the Jewish Santa Claus,
Goldberg,
fights
fuck him
Krampus.
up.
The German Santa Claus. Holy shit! It's the Jews and the Germans fighting again. But in the style of Christmas.
I don't think it was
It's
much
just
of a
so-
fight the first time.
Oh.
I mean, they
Oh.
gathered him up and put him in concentration camps, so it wasn't really a
Ouch.
fight. I don't know. Listen,
That's okay. It's okay.
is everybody ready to get back on track? Or
Well, you need to answer the question.
Yes.
Who do you
Freddy.
want to fight
Freddy
Krampus?
would fight Krampus in his dreams and kill him in the dream.
That's a cool twist. I like it.
That is most vulnerable.
Yeah. At least it's not during the Holocaust, so that's a plus for me.
I'm
Way to
sorry.
lighten the mood, guys.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There should be a Holocaust comedy horror movie
Oh,
with
God.
Krampus. Right?
Krampus.
Krampus versus the SS King Kong.
Sure
Or
those
King Kong.
mushrooms. Sure those mushrooms haven't kicked in yet, or.
I don't know. I'm waiting for Ray.
Yeah, sorry. There's some weird stuff happening here.
That's okay.
I don't remember what we left off on.
Your last
you do an
question.
The
yes,
last question. Well, I wanted to circle back around if we had time, but I don't know if we do or not. To what movie would you not want to be stuck in?
Yeah.
And for me, I would just say Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Fuck that.
Oh yeah.
Anybody else? And then we'll roll into the next question, which would be also the final topic.
The Exorcist. I do not want to be a part of that.
Final Destination.
Yeah, that's a good point. Go back in your room. That's Pumpkinhead. Baron, what about you? What a movie that you wouldn't want to be stuck in?
I don't know. I'll go for something way off course here. How about Boo, the Medea Halloween? I don't want to be stuck in that movie.
Nice.
I agree with that.
How's that? Everybody stuck for that one, right?
Nice.
I weren't expecting that answer.
Nice. Baron with a curveball.
Anybody else want to jump in, or do you want to move on to the last topic?
Rob
question
Zombie's
last topic.
Halloween 2. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I wouldn't want to be stuck in that, but I would because I'll just fucking kill myself in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
It's like, oh look, it's Michael Myers.
Not even, oh look, it's Michael Myers. Oh look, the other side of a fucking electric fence. Or I don't know. Or fucking, oh look, a Mack truck. Or look, 5 stories down. Something.
Oh look, a beard.
Oh look, Krampus.
Yeah. All right, so let's. The final question is favorite Christmas horror movie.
Ooh. Favorite Christmas horror movie.
Yeah, you can go ahead and start, Brian. And this is we're gonna basically talk about Christmas horror movies. So this may be the final topic.
Okay, yeah. Let's kick it up. My favorite Christmas horror movie. I might break some hearts here, but I'd have to go with Santa's Sleigh with Bill Goldberg. I just think it's one of a kind. The Jewish Santa just fucking murderballing Fran Drescher and James Caan and Chris Kattan all in one scene, and then just go into the strip club and just fucking kicking ass, man. Santa's Sleigh. That's my favorite Christmas movie of all time. Yep, that's me. Santa's Sleigh.
Boom.
All right, Jared.
I'm gonna surprise a couple people possibly, but I'm gonna go with Gremlins.
Yep, me too. That's the same one for me.
Yeah, I didn't mean to take it from anybody, but it's a comedy horror film for the most part. But I mean, it scared the crap out of me as a kid, and it's a good, wholehearted Christmas film.
My favorite trivia about Gremlins is that there was supposed to be a scene where the Gremlins kill the guy's mom and roll her head down the stairs.
Oh, that'd have been cool. Yeah, I think with Gremlins, it's not just a horror film. Again, it's just another one of those holiday films that could be even a children's film. It's not overly gory, and it's a lot of fun overall. It's got cute little mogwai.
Well, Gremlins did cause quite a controversy when it was released theatrically, because actually a lot of people felt that Gremlins was actually too violent for a Christmas film.
Especially the kitchen scene.
There were two movies released that year that really helped to create the PG-13 rating. PG-13 didn't exist until Gremlins and Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom came out. Both films kind of pushed the envelope on what a PG-rated movie could be. And Gremlins is a terrific Christmas movie. Phoebe Cates tells a very, very disturbing story in the film about how she doesn't celebrate Christmas and her father dying in the chimney, getting stuck in the chimney and dying in the chimney. It's a very depressing, gruesome story, and is probably the darkest tone in the movie. So that's a great choice.
Okay, who wants to go next? Anybody got all through the house?
Well, if I had to choose my favorite would be from the Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, the All Through the House first episode.
The Larry Drake Santa Claus. For me, that really kind of, if you're gonna do Demented Santa, I think that was probably the best depiction of it. And Larry Drake being a phenomenal actor. I think he's greatly underrated, not just for his work in other genre movies, but the work he did on St. Elsewhere. Also, not St. Was it St. Elsewhere? Yes. Or was it L.A. Law? I'm sorry. I'm thinking maybe.
He was in L.A. Law.
He was in L.A. Law. He played the disabled person in L.A. Law, and he was spectacular. I believe he won an Emmy or two for playing that part. So yeah, that would be my absolute favorite Christmas horror film.
Who else? Morgan?
Well,
it's a lively topic, I swear.
I got two ready.
Gremlins.
She's holding up her mogwai. Gizmo.
All
Well,
right.
it's a well-told story. It's a very well-told story. You have your little rules and all of that, and you can't break the rules, and Christmas being a wonderful backdrop. Best scene is when they're watching Snow White in the movie theater.
But yeah, Baron, what did you choose?
All right. Obviously, everybody probably can figure this one out. Black Christmas from '70.
Yeah.
One that's probably the top one, real easy. But there's always one that kind of appears on YouTube around this time. Somebody always seems to put this one up. It's called Tree Venge. Came out in 2008. It's where the Christmas trees. Basically, we've had enough of people decorating them. They're very fed up by it, and they start killing families left and right, and that's what you got to do. I mean, they don't want that damn star on top of the tree. They're tired of all the garland. I mean, some of them are trying to go, look, I'm a male tree over here. I don't need all these balls hanging off of me. Let me shove some of these balls where you don't know. The sun don't shine, boy. So this is that kind of movie. There's killing everywhere. It's a great movie. It's a short little film.
What is it called?
It sounds like the Thanksgiving.
Tree Venge.
My goodness.
Murderous Christmas trees.
So it's Tree
Death by Scrooge.
N-G-E.
Is that another
Sounds like
sci-fi original? or-
No, I don't know who came up with it. It was just one of those short films. I found once on YouTube, and I loved it. Kept watching it until someone took it down. But it always seems to appear back up there around this time.
So it's vengeful. It's vengeful, humiliated Christmas trees.
That's right. They've just had enough of all this murdering of them.
And
There
you
they
know,
are,
it's
living out there
that
in
sort
the
of.
wilderness, and no one's bothering them. And then what do? You cut them down and you bring them home. What the hell's wrong with you? So, it's an environmental horror film if you think about it.
You know, it's that sort of cinematic sophistication that I look for in a movie, Baron. Thank you for that recommendation.
You're quite welcome. But otherwise,
That's pretty good.
Black Christmas is a very, very nice film too, of course.
Yeah.
You're not getting obscene phone calls and just, using plastic bags to kill people with.
Good Christmas slasher. I'll also throw out there Krampus, of course, is fantastic. We just watched that. The whole family watched it the other night. I do think it's a good horror film for a family to watch together, just like Gremlins. And then I did like the Christmas Horror Story. I thought that was the anthology film that I think we touched on it. Jared did a BSRI, right?
Yep, last week.
Yeah, and I like that one. But I think that's all I got. Is there anything else we want to wrap up on?
Well, just a note that there is another slasher Christmas one out there. Just got released. Good Tidings.
No, Good Tidings. Good name.
Yeah.
Well, there's also, we didn't mention Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yes, thank you, Ray. I'm a little surprised. Silent Night, Deadly Night kind of got the ball rolling. I think it's one of those movies that probably would have come and gone in the theaters very quickly had people not protested. But instead, I recall the protests at the time. They certainly gave the film life. They absolutely gave the film more promotion than they were getting. You have to remember, this was a while ago. There was no internet. You basically got to promote your movie either through the newspaper or on television. And they weren't getting a whole lot of promotional support because of the nature of the film. So when people began to picket the movie, well, that became news, and news cameras appeared. And it actually gave the film legs. So
I remember getting that on video cassette when I was 6 or 7 years old. Not bought, but my mom rented it, and we watched it. I'll never forget that. That came out in mid '80s, '85 maybe.
Yeah, it came out at a time when there was an enormous amount of prejudice being targeted. Horror films in particular were being targeted by the MPAA in the mid '80s. Under attack, getting X ratings for things that are shown on television today in prime time. Something you see today in primetime TV would have earned you an X rating back in the day in the MPAA, back in the mid-'80s. So that film, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and you kids out there, again, you should be writing all of these down.
Yep.
That movie probably would not have done as well had it not been picketed, had it not been protested.
And don't forget, last week's Scream Queen, Linnea Quigley, was in it.
Yeah.
I think there should have been I think there should have been a riot for when Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toy Maker came out. Fucking Mickey Rooney was at his worst. But
There's 5?
I know, and I
Wait a minute. It's something we need there. Rooney's in that one. He wrote a letter about the first one saying that he would never do that kind of type of film, never be part of it. And there he is, the hypocrite of all time, right there at the end in the part 5.
Someone told him it was a sequel to Pete's Dragon, I guess. I fucking know. All right, so we're going to wrap this show up. To everyone who's joined us tonight, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone for getting involved in the questions on Facebook Live, Twitter, YouTube. Please, we're going to have the full edited version of this episode on Friday. On Friday, you can find Baron hosting a show, Baron's Script. And then at 6:30, he'll go more into it as we close out. And you can also go to VHS Presentation at Midnight, which is one of our sister Facebook pages, but we will show live on the Horror Syndicate Facebook page as well. My name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook at Brian Enright, or you can follow me on Twitter at The Horror Jew. Baron, where can we find you, and what's going on with the Baron Script?
Okay, so you can find me on Twitter under Baron_Craze. On Facebook, it's going to be Baron Craze. And for everybody listening, Baron's Crypt is on vacation for the next 2 weeks, and will return January 6th for show number, I think it's going to be show 149. However, real quick programming note. Tonight, Shred Metal Beast Christmas Edition is going to be playing, so you guys know where to check that out on Facebook, Shred Metal Beast. And then Sinister Death, the very wholesome Christian loving show. By no means it is. It is going to play at 11 o'clock Christmas Eve and enter into Christmas Day. And we shall have a good time ripping your soul fucking apart.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Yes.
Well, he's full of the Christmas spirit, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, he is.
Jared, where can we find you?
Once again, always a tough act to follow, but you can follow me at Jared Letourneau on Facebook or on Twitter at zombie_survivor. Have a good night, kiddies, and Merry fucking Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Christmas Kwanzaa Wanaka.
Morgan, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Morgan_Jewel_S.
No, she got through
Awesome. Thank you very much, Morgan. Ray Zilla, where can we find you as we wrap up the show?
Well, you can look at my incredibly dopey Facebook page at Ray Canella, and you can follow me on Twitter at RayZillaNJ. Just like to wish everybody happy horror days to all of you out there that are watching this, and also to all of my fellow members of the Horror Syndicate. And yes, a very, very happy holidays to everybody.
Thanks very much, Ray. And last but not least, the president himself, the Fuhrer, Ray Zor.
Don't mind the child yelling about a tea party in the background.
Helena.
Yeah. She got put to bed, and she's yelling about a tea party.
It's a young Danielle Harris.
Yeah. Well, hopefully not. My wife will get stabbed by scissors. That spoils the end of Halloween 4, by the way. Yeah, you can find me at Razor_33 on Twitter. I am on Instagram. I don't post ever because what am I going to take pictures of?
Tea party.
I don't know. Tea party. There we go. And then, on Facebook, follow at my Facebook page, follow my comic book exploits as I create a comic called Splatter Saint. Weirdest fucking thing I've ever written. Necromancers, zombies, naked women, riding horses, zombie horses. It should be fun. Anyway, there's that and Rage of Razor. And I'm just going to throw this out there. I got to stay up late tonight because I'm going to have to put myself to sleep at some point tomorrow. I'm going to watch. I finally got my copies of Basket Case. Basket Case
2 and 3.
Yes, I'm going to try to watch those tonight.
Nice.
If I can't get approval from the old wife on that, where'd they go? It's going to be Demons and Demons 2. So
Yeah,
I got the Sam's versions of those, and I'd like one. She probably will say no to Basket Case, but maybe she'll fall asleep. So, but yeah, and of course, thanks everybody for chiming in. If you did, thanks for watching us live. I know the tea party's coming. And thanks for questions. Basket Case.
Basket Case rolling in the background.
Your tea party's coming. Here, come here. This is.
It's me. Hi.
Hi, Elena.
Okay. Go back in your bed.
Okay.
Did she see the Grinch?
I don't know. She's
Not the Grinch?
she's in her bed. She's back in her bed now. So anyway, remember to follow us at Horror Syndicate on Twitter. And Brian, take it away or take it down. Take it out of here. Whatever.
Everyone have a safe, great night, and whatever holiday you celebrate it safely. Yeah, let's bring in the new year. Good night, guys.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Easter.
Merry Easter.